Welcome everybody to another episode of Recruitment Ops. I did it again, proudly powered by Device. Today I'm here with Tierney Stuart from Masento.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. We were just saying before that I've been in this meeting room with you and your senior leadership team previously.
Yep, we have.
God, that must have been a year ago or something.
I think even longer now.
Longer?
Yeah, it must have been coming up to like 2 years maybe,
Yeah.
a year and a half.
Feels like
it. Time flies though.
Thank you for coming on the pod.
No, thank you for having me. I'm excited.
I'm looking forward to this because I think we've got so much to talk about.
Yeah, talk.
For people that don't know, do you want to give us a quick intro into Masento, you, and then your role here and what that includes?
Yeah, perfect. So Masento recruit into mainly SAP. We are mainly based in the rest of Germany and mainly Europe, do a little bit of work in the UK, and I am operations manager at Masento. I started off as an ops assistant and I've worked my way up and I've been here for 6.5 years.
6.5 years.
Yeah.
Was this your first recruitment job?
So I worked at another recruitment company for a few months, and then that company unfortunately liquidated.
Yeah.
So my manager at the time put me forward to this position and said, I know someone where you can go. So I loved it, and I was like, that was the first recruitment job I'd worked in, loved it. And he was like, I know someone else. So I went for an interview, got the job, and that was 2020. So it was, I think I started like a week or two before lockdown.
Oh really?
And then we went into lockdown. And it was like, right, Tierney, get everyone ready to work from home. And I was like, what is work from home? Because that wasn't the thing then. Yeah.
It really wasn't, actually.
No, and then obviously worked from home for a year.
Man.
Yeah.
I remember that Boris Johnson just like putting us all into lockdown on that Thursday or the Friday. We had a big telly in the office.
Yeah.
And I remember my boss at the time looking at me going, what are we gonna do? And I was like, so we basically created like a factory line where like we had two meeting rooms like this, and so everyone would come into one room and get their laptop and chargers and make sure they had everything, and then kind of went into the next room where they got a G up saying, this ain't the time to fuck about. Like, we need to work.
We need to work.
Like,
I think everyone needed that sit down that this is still work.
Yeah.
To be fair, I remember my boss, he was like, it's only going to last for about 2 weeks and then we'll be back. And I was like, 12 months later, still working from home.
Yeah.
But this has flown by.
Flown by. Yeah, nice. And talk to me a little bit about your role specifically. So like what falls into your remit? How many of you are there in like the non-sales function?
Yeah, so there's 5 of us in the ops and finance team, and as most people know, operations, anything can fall into that. So I have an operations assistant. We work really closely together. So I oversee the timesheets and invoicing, and then work on compliance. I work on the data, so our CRM, and like putting more tech stack into the company. So a lot of the time, me and my finance director will work closely together, and then we'll be like mapping out the process of where we can bring in new tools, what we can work together. General office, looking after the guys, bit of everything always falls into place. Yeah.
Because is it predominantly a contract business?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it is, but we do have a perm division. So we do exec search. So I'd say that's about 30% of our business.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. And the compliance piece in Germany, what's that like?
Strict.
Complex. Yeah. I was going to say it must be strict.
Yes. So we do have an office in Germany. So we have a managing director and 2 sales consultants out there. So we work really closely with them. Obviously, we've got like German lawyers, so we always know what's going on because things are always changing as well. So it's super important for us to be always up to date with new laws that are going on in Germany and Sweden and the Netherlands and everywhere like that, because obviously we need to make sure we're always working compliantly. And Germany is a really strict country. Lots of laws.
Yeah. I can imagine. And actually, do you know what? I'm trying to think. I came in to see you guys after I met the finance director, right?
Yes.
I met him at an event.
Round table event, didn't you? Yeah, that's how we got introduced.
That's how we got introduced. And I know you've been obviously working the scene and getting out to events and so on and so forth. Have you been like really intentional with that? And why are you doing it?
So for me, I've been like trying to get out there and network, and I work with people that have been in the industry for 20, 30 years, and they have so many connections, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And it's so important to have those connections, because you can always go to people and ask, like, what do you think about this? Or have you had an experience in this situation? Where when I joined here, I was obviously newer into my career, and I have friends that work in recruitment, but they may be more on like the sales side. So for me, it was important to go out and find people that are in a similar role to me, or people that have got so much more experience and they've handled situations, or they've got advice that they can give, or when it's like implementing a new system, what worked for you, what didn't work for you. So it's just nice to go out there and meet other people, I think, as well. We're a company of 30, so it's not like there's loads of us in operations and finance, so it's nice to go and see people and meet people that are in a similar role to me, because like sometimes as a salesperson and an operations person, you just think so differently, you look at things so differently. So yeah, I've been just trying to get out there and make connections, and it's so nice. I love meeting new people.
You're a very
and
sociable.
I love to chat.
You're a very sociable person, so I don't doubt it. I mean, I think it's super important that people find, like, you know, their tribe. And I think the marketing in recruitment community have that. There's something called the lonely marketers. I feel like it's a WhatsApp group or something like that. So where marketing folks are sometimes the solo marketer within an agency. I think it's like a community for them. We're obviously all in similar WhatsApp group chats as well, right? Ops ones. But the reason why I created the Recruitment Ops channel was because I do think that most ops people are in an agency somewhere wearing loads of different hats, and sometimes you just think, how on earth is everyone doing it? So that's the idea behind the pod, is to just bring that content for people to be able to consume and listen to.
Definitely, and it is really important. And people, sometimes it's nice to get a fresh set of eyes on things, and people see things differently. And it's just nice, and those WhatsApp chats are great, because if you come across something and you're like, I've got people I can check this with, there's like 50 people in the group chat.
Do you know what? And I've had like 3 of them on the pod.
I love that. You just need to go through the WhatsApp now.
I actually messaged, you know, Wixie.
Yes,
you know, Wixie, she does like the web. She did the webinar, or she made her own like analytics products. I messaged her and was like, I've got to get you on. You sound like such a fascinating character. She was amazing. She was like a bag of energy.
I love
like
that.
Proper little tinkerer with tech. That's what we call it, a tech tinkerer. Okay, nice. So you're being intentional, going out there, trying to meet people, learn from people, get advice, guidance, etc. Not be on your own. So you started off as an ops assistant. Now you look after ops as an ops manager. What did that journey look like in 6.5 years? Obviously, it started with COVID, which can't have made anything easy whatsoever. But I mean, the fact that you kept your job, because like loads of ops people got canned at that time.
So I am always been really grateful for that. And when I came into Masento, I didn't come in to like fill someone's role who previously been here. It was a new role. So I'm even more grateful, because it could have been the time where they thought, okay, maybe this isn't the right time for us to have an operations assistant. So came in here. It was a lot of tidying up data, supporting doing more sales support kind of roles, and then that's progressed over time. So we opened an office in Germany. We implemented a timesheet and invoicing system, working on data. So I think when I joined, they hardly even used the CRM system. There was nothing on there, where now we've got much better. There's always room for a bit of improvement.
Of course,
But we're on there. If it's not on Bullhorn, it's not happening.
Nice, love it. So that was a newly created role. I mean, even more impressive that you obviously managed to keep a role, which is a testament to the guys, actually.
I think they're amazing.
So ops assistant through to ops manager. What do you think is the one thing that you've done, if you had to say, that's helped you get that? It's not a question I've prepped you for at all, but
no, that's
I'm
fine.
interested.
I think I've always just tried to put myself out there and always tried to be proactive and learning more. So I always remember when I came here, I wanted to learn everything. It was also really new to me, because the other position I was in, I was only there for 4 months. So I was just always eager to learn and find out about everything. I ask a million questions, and I always said that to my boss. I was like, I'm going to ask you so many questions. I'm so sorry. But I like to, if someone's asking me to do something, I want to understand why and like the repercussions of it. So I think that that's just made me understand the business as a whole, from like sitting down, I'd sit down with the sales consultants, I'd sit down with the directors to understand what it looks like for them day to day. So it's really easy from an operations person to know what you're doing, but I think if you understand exactly what sales are doing, that can really help influence decisions you make to support them.
Yeah, makes sense.
So I think that's always helped me because I've always been eager to learn and get myself out there, and I always was happy to try and take on a bit of everything because I wanted to see what was I good at, did I need to work on a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like you're always going to have things that naturally come easier to you than others.
100%. I think the quickest way I think that is the one. I've got kids now, right?
Yeah.
I encourage them to try lots of stuff. Like and I always say, my missus always said to me, like, why'd you push that so much? I was like, because it's trying things that help you find actually what you're really good at and maybe what you need to spend time working on and stuff. So I love that angle from it. I know you like to ask lots of questions because I've sat in this room with you and we went through a lot of stuff around Bullhorn and automation. I remember that conversation quite clearly.
Yeah.
You were asking the WhatsApp groups, you asked me follow-up stuff after. So there's a saying I heard recently which I can't get rid of out of my head, and it was closed mouths don't eat.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, that's so good.
Yeah,
like, you do
so
have
good.
to just ask the things.
Yeah.
And I actually think in our industry now, most people are happy to share alike and share ideas and stuff like that.
I agree. I think it's such a welcoming industry. Like I went to a women recruitment event the other day and seeing how open and vulnerable and people wanted to ask questions, people wanted to help everyone. It's just such a nice environment to be in, and I think it really helps. You feel good when you've helped someone, but then you feel even more grateful when someone else has helped you.
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, I think when I was younger or before, I'd think, oh God, don't ask questions. And then after you think, oh, really should have asked that. Really should have asked that. Yeah. Where now I'm just like, boom, boom, boom.
Sometimes you just got to be a bit selfish, and it's like I have an agenda, I want to learn. But you know what? When I started in recruitment, I still remember one of my first managers saying, mate, the people you speak to, they love talking about themselves. So he was like, if you're on the phone to a candidate and you've got no idea what, because I started SAP actually. I remember Masento from back then as well, right? So I started SAP, and so he was like, I didn't know what any of the modules meant. So he's like, right, I feel like it was a plant maintenance role or like a SAP PM or a supply chain management role. I can't remember what it was, but I had no Scooby, didn't know how to find them. Got hold of one guy, and then I said, oh, do you know what, I'm fairly new into recruitment. Could you explain to me how this works? And he literally spent 20 minutes explaining to me how all the modules were grouped by like part areas, section areas and stuff like that. And I built a relationship with him. I placed him like a couple of years later, I placed him in a perm role and everything. You just build up. But people love sharing their wisdom and knowledge, which is why I think it's even more reason to ask questions directly.
Yeah.
Hence why I got you on the pod to talk about, talk about your...
She asks a lot of questions, you can.
All right, cool. So we are going to talk, as we always do on the pod, about like projects and what's worked.
Yeah.
Before we dive into that, do you mind giving us a quick overview of what your tech stack looks like at the moment and what you've got so people know?
Yep. So we have Bullhorn, obviously as our CRM, I think I mentioned, and we've got Device, which was newly implemented in December, so still new compared to some of our other tech stack. We have got Sourcebreaker, Lusher, obviously everyone's got a LinkedIn license. We've tried to like narrow down our tech stack because we had like loads at one point, and it's like, right, are we actually using all of it? Are people bought into it? So we kind of narrowed down what was working for us as a business, what the guys were invested in, because I think that's the most important thing. At the same time, obviously you've got to give that training and be proactive with it, but you really need the sales team to be bought into it. And I do think sometimes there's only so long you can try, when sometimes it just might not be right for you as a business, and it doesn't mean that it's a bad tool, but for us it's not the right time right now.
Yeah. And on Bullhorn, are you? I know that they've obviously got Amplify that's coming down the track. Are you guys speaking to them about that, or?
Yes, we're actually speaking to my account manager today.
Oh really? That was purely time. Who's your account manager?
Danny.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, he's lovely. So we're speaking to him today, speaking about that. We have the analytics and the 2 automation, so that new package that they brought out. So because we'll start with that, and we obviously worked with Holly to get all the automations done. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Okay, so Bullhorn customer, and have you guys been Bullhorn for a very, very long time?
Since the beginning.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So always been Bullhorn.
And how old is Masento now? Masento's got to be one of the
9 years.
9 years.
Yeah.
Masento must be one of the longest standing recruitment brands in the UK, right? Right now, I don't know. There's got to be a stat in there somewhere.
Yeah, probably for our industry.
I'm gonna have to Google it.
What same? We need to have that as a stat in the office.
Okay, cool. So, all right, let's talk about projects and change.
Yeah.
So, where do you want to start? Let's talk about one that you've done recently.
Yeah. Okay. So we implemented Device. We'd been with our other phone system the whole time, so it was a big change.
Oh, really?
Because we'd only ever known that.
What? And was it a VoIP solution? Or?
Yes, we'd only ever used that system before. Never had any other phone system. So we had that for like the whole 9 years, and we needed something that was serving us better. Everything's AI note taking, summaries. So I went out and I had a little look, and we went with Device, and that was the one that was best suited for us.
What was that selection process like? Like, how did you have to do? Did you have a big list of options? Because there's so many of them out there at the moment.
There is. I didn't have too much because I knew exactly what we wanted. It obviously has to integrate with Bullhorn for us, and we call mainly out to the rest of Europe, so that is a key point. We don't want to just be a UK based and then we're paying all extra charges. So we needed the right package to work for us. Obviously, we also have the office in Germany, so we needed it to work for them. So we had it finalised to 3, and then we went with Device, and that's been good. It's been a big change. I think for a recruitment company, a phone system is probably the biggest thing.
Yeah. Sometimes I think people go into VoIP or telephony projects a little bit like with the wool over their eyes. Like, it's a big project.
It is, and I think it's important because there's so much that goes on behind the scenes, and that's just operations in general. So bringing that and making the business aware of that, and because it's not just let's just switch it off and switch the next one on. Like, there's so much work. Went with Device, and that was great. We had a few teething issues at the beginning, but I think that is the reality of any new tool that you integrate with the system. Sometimes it doesn't run smoothly, and that's just life. But I think it's addressing that with the business, addressing it with the company that you're using, and they were amazing. They were always on the phone to us, fixing any little issues we had, because they were just learning what we needed as a business, and we were learning what that they could, help us out with. So that was great. I think for us, what I learned is I had a look at our sales floor, and I thought, right, who's really spoken about wanting a new system that does the AI note taking? Because for anything that's going to save them a bit of time, they love it. Was
that the primary thing then? Was that what the noise off the sales floor? It was just like, we want note takers because I don't want to type up my notes anymore. It was
the note taker was a huge thing, because I think the recruiters, they were all hearing about all these systems that can do it, and they're all there manually writing their notes, and they're like, this is great, why don't we have this? So that was probably the key point for us. And so looked at, right, who's really spoken about wanting this change, who is open to change, because a lot of recruiters, sometimes it is hard for them to change. They know what they know, they like what they like, and they stick to that. And so who could be that? So we looked at the floor, and I was like, right, these are the 4 or 5 people that I think we need to get them brought in first, get them seeing the system, what it can do, and then they can help drive and influence the rest of the sales floor out there, because you need those people that are gonna push and make everyone else get on side with them.
So were they a part of your team, or your rollout?
Yeah, as soon as we had we was like, right, we're going through with Device, I sat them down and I said, right, this is what we're doing, this is what the changes are, this is the benefits it's going to bring, this is the changes that needs to happen, and we went through, listed all of them. They were buzzing, to be fair. Thought, right, no more manual notes. And I said, what we were really key on for us was feedback. So we did user groups and sat down every month and went through what's working, what's maybe not working as well as you would hope, because Device have been amazing. They're very like open to suggestions, and they want to tweak things because they want to get it right for you. Yeah. So that helped us like finding out what was working, because it's easy sometimes on a sales floor you're not hearing every single thing possible. Like if you're on the other side of the room, if you're having an issue and you're not making it vocal, I can't hear that from over here. So that really helped us. I think that's what we learned for when we make our next change as a business, on whatever that may be, is having those key users that can help drive it into the business and help influence it, because you just really need to get everyone on side. Yeah. And everyone's seeing the benefits of it.
Yeah, I love it. It is very good. I mean, having champions that are going to do it for you, you're just basically creating an extension of yourself.
Yeah.
When you were picking those people,
yes.
So I know what it's like on the sales floor, right?
Yeah.
So you've got some people that are great billers, that sit there quietly and don't have much influence because they just do it themselves, kind of lead by example type people.
Yeah.
Then you've got the people that, bill pretty okay, but they're quite influential just because of their personalities and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you just go by who was the biggest ambassador for note taking, or did you also look at them personally and go, oh, actually, do you know what? People listen to you, or you've been here the longest. Yeah. How did you pick that?
Yeah, no, that's a good question, because I would never just pick the people that are the top billers for when it comes to something like that. I would look at how they are on the floor, personality types, who some people are really into like the AI and what's going on in the industry and what can be done and the system. So I actually had a variety of them all, because I thought like that's going to help then there's all different personalities, all different working types out there, that's going to then pick up on some people if we've got a variety. Yeah. So we had like people that are influential on the team that people would look up to, and they're spoken, they speak like they project what they speak about on the floor, and then I had people that were very very into the systems and really good. If I say to them like, we're going to be doing this in the system, they're always all for it. And then people that I had someone who wasn't as much into, like who wasn't interested, because I needed them to see the benefits of it. Yeah. So, and if I could get them on side, then I could help other people who are like that in the business.
Nice.
So yeah, we had a bit of variety, because then I thought it's just going to reach everyone.
Yeah, good. That's really good. I think you should bring people that are anyone that you think is going to cause a problem later. Yeah. I think you should bring him for the whole journey.
That's what I need you on side now.
Yeah. We've got the agency I mentioned I was auditing the other day, they have a big bullhorn amplifier project coming. Yeah. And I spent some time with they've got a couple of recruiters in America who are a bit more mature, but there's one particular chap that I think is going to be quite difficult to bring along for the change. Not because they're an asshole or anything like that. No. It's just their personality type, where they are with their like billings and stuff. They just don't need the extra noise. No. But I can't also risk them being on the floor once we go live, just chipping away. Because I know, like what you said earlier, you can't hear if there's things going wrong over there. But equally, sometimes you can't hear if someone's over there going, "Oh, this is a load of rubbish, isn't it? Oh, this is you can't have that on the floor and stuff like that."
Definitely. So. And if you can get the people like that on board and seeing the benefits from it and seeing what it can do, then you're winning, really, because I'm like, oh, the rest of it could be nice walk in the park. We get the difficult one.
Nice. Oh, well, that's a really nice endorsement for Device, actually. Which I only found out today, by the way, that you were a Device customer. But they'll be chuffed. Yeah. He'll be asking me to send him he's going to ask me to send the video of this so that they can clip it up as well. But,
gosh, my face is everywhere.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Right. Good example project to do. We obviously sign off projects with a business case. So that sounds like it was a pure play, save time, automate notes. Yeah. Which sounds like it happened anyway. Which I'm not surprised by, because I think VoIP solutions, Device and others are all very good at that. Yeah, definitely. Have you had any other like upsides from this? Like, because obviously I love the AI note taking and stuff. I love the tags. I love the fact that you can start building a bit of standardization and stuff like that. But have you noticed any other benefits of putting that in? Like, do you get better notes than Nice Guy?
Definitely. They're so much more detailed than the guys are leaving on. And I think it really helps for, when I mentioned that we have consultants that are based in Germany. Yeah. you're not having to ring someone when you've got a note that's 3 words long saying, oh, what was this call really about? You can actually see a detailed explanation. So there's no crossover, or, you know, everyone's up to date, and it's really handy if someone is off on holiday and someone else is looking after their work. If they don't have enough information on what's going on, they can see it in the system. So it does save a lot of time. I think for us now, our next step is we've got this in place, we've got it working how we need to. What else can we do? It's all about utilising everything to its full potential.
Yeah.
Same with our bullhorn automations, to be honest. We've got them, they're working. I think we need to work a little bit more on getting the sales consultants to do their part of the automation as well, because that's the thing, like, you get things automated and it's doing it, but you've got to do your part as well for us to see
Are they the trigger? Do they need to put something in, like a hot list or a status for the automation to work? No,
they don't. They don't even need to do that. They just need to call them.
Okay, cool. Right.
So yeah, with device, I think that's our next stage.
Yeah.
Is like, right, what else can it be doing for us that's beneficial? Like, let's use it to its maximum. We've got it working now.
Yeah.
So that's our kind of next phase. We're on like phase 2 of it.
Nice. Yeah.
And it's same with bullhorn automation. Phase 2, right? We've got the automations going in place. It's what we've wanted. It's what we've sat down with sales to find out what they would like. Because for us, when we want to make change, or we want to get a new tech stack into the business, I will sit down with multiple of the consultants, some of the sales directors, and find out what's not working for them. What do they feel like is causing them delays day to day? What do they feel like they could save time on? Because it's all good and well me going out and looking for things, but they're the ones that are doing the job day to day. So hearing it from their mouth is the easiest way to get better results.
Yeah, 100%. Problem first for any bit of tech, I guess.
Yeah.
And like you say, you can always hear about all the good and wonderful things out in the marketplace just by going to events.
Yeah.
All right, that's wicked. Any other projects or some changes that you want to talk about that you've been going through? The letters that come up the most is AI. AI is like, everyone's talking about how they want to do AI. What's happening? What does AI mean in Masento at the moment?
Yeah, I think that's what we need to go and look a bit more. So when I went to an event the other day, I sat next to a lady who worked for Dwight.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Who are you with? Mon?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
And we were speaking, and I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah,
what they can do.
Yeah.
So for us, I think we need to look to see where we could fit that into, because it's definitely something that needs to be our next step, because I think it seems that everyone's talking about, and you don't want to fall behind. So yeah, I think that's for us, is what needs to be our next project and what we can do. But I think we just need our first focus is to utilise like the tools that we currently have and get those to the stage that we need, and then go into more like an AI approach.
I love how balanced you are when it approach to things. Like, I think that some people think I'm with an agency tomorrow. Yeah. And the founder is AI mad. He's mad for it. Yeah, he's mad for it.
I feel like people always one way or the other, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. Do you know what? And people think that I'm going to be mad for AI stuff.
Yeah.
I'm completely the opposite.
Really?
I'm like, I still love like the human. I'm trying to work out how we amplify the human touch stuff. That's what I'm trying to work out. It also took me a long time to set up my entire business on ChatGPT. Yeah. And then by the time I just finished that, everyone was talking about Claude. Yeah. And I was like, oh, you've got to be having a laugh. Yeah. I was like, I haven't got time I've got to go find like 2 weeks to go set this up again.
Yeah.
Last week though, for the first time, I ran Claude alongside ChatGPT for like a big piece of work that I do regularly. Yeah. And Claude absolutely pissed it. It was
I was going to say, what's your opinion on it?
Yeah, Claude, man. I think that is powerful. My laptop, I thought was a good laptop, but in the last 6 months, it's just been dying to death.
Claude says otherwise.
So basically, I asked Claude, what's wrong with my machine? Yeah. And I also asked Can, the IT guy. He's very helpful. But where like now, I've got CapCut for the pod stuff. Yeah. I've got Chat. I've desktop. I've got Claude desktop. I've got Power BI open, Bullhorn open. I've got all these CRMs open, right? My laptop cannot cope. So I've got a brand new laptop sitting on my desk at home now, which is like 4 times the power of this one.
Yeah.
And I can't wait. But that's the way of the world now. Like you can't just give. We used to just go to buy the cheapest laptops. You couldn't give them to the consultants.
No,
you need to buy like proper RAM.
Yeah, also the
machines.
price of laptops. I had to ring up IT the other day, and I said, "I've just got to ask you something. Is this right?" And he went, "Yeah." I went, "Okay."
RAM. Who was it? Can who runs Aventis Tech? Is like an IT support company. He was telling me like RAM is like gold, like to buy RAM now, because everyone's using AI, and now everyone needs more powerful machines. Yeah. So anyway, side note about like, laptop RAM and things like that. So
okay, so Claude is where it's at.
Claude is definitely where it's at.
This is what I'm hearing.
I always roll my eyes a little bit when I watch videos and people are like, yeah, I just did this. Like some guy put a video up the other day saying that he tried both. And he said one was good for research and then the other one was good for doing stuff. And I was like, that's not helpful, man.
Yeah, what do you mean?
What does that mean? I'm an ops person. Like, what? Tell me what break it down anyway. Yeah. So like, I also just don't like rushing. So I'm just like, I'm going to go slow and steady. Yeah. So Thursday after England, I'm obviously working from home. And I don't have any client. I have got no client meetings in the diary that day. I'm just going over to record Cozy with Kate. And then my plan is once I've done that, I'm going to come home. I'm going to have like 4 hours of Claude, just like messing around, like playing around with it, seeing what I can get to do.
Yeah, get it set up.
So I'll let you know how I get on.
Yeah, please do.
But I do
That's
think
what
it's
I'm
the way.
hearing. Because we've locked it in our business that no one can just download anything onto their laptop.
Yeah, good.
Cybersecurity, I went to a cybersecurity event the other day. What is going on in the world is crazy and is actually really scary.
It's scary.
And recruitment is such a high target for it. So we have it that they can't just download anything onto their laptop. We have to come to myself to get admin approval for it.
Can they access the AI models from their browsers though still or not? So can they get chat and Claude?
Yeah, but you couldn't download it onto...
And use the desktop machine.
Yes, and use the desktop version. And I know that Claude's got like premium... and they're saying like that's the best one to have. So I think we're just like looking at that because everyone that I've spoken to said Claude is amazing. That's the one to be using. We're just trying to keep everything in 365. Yeah. That's for us the most like safe way of working is to keep everything in. We have kind of control of it because that is the way they're saying people get into your systems. Yeah. It's through downloads, through API integration. So it's just being super vigilant of like what's going on.
I imagine some of your contracts that you have with clients means that you have to maintain a level of security as well, which is crazy. And like, can you imagine having to, I mean, it's one thing having to tell the UK ICO that you've had an issue. Can you imagine calling up the German one to tell them that they've got that? You can, it's just...
Exactly. There's so many things to think about. And I think we try and vocalise that to the team because like it's not us sometimes being difficult. We just also have to think of the business and think of like the information that could get leaked and everything like that. There's so many things to think about instead of just downloading and putting something onto a laptop.
They should also see it as a it's a selling point. Yeah. Like we're Masento, but we're compliant, and when everyone else is going to be, having issues around cybersecurity and risks and so on and so forth, we're not.
We're going to be here.
Exactly.
Fine.
Exactly. That's a really interesting one. I actually this morning found Can again. I WhatsApp him. He's not my actual IT support person. He runs a support business for recruitment agencies, but he's so helpful. He's just the sweetest. He's just very sweet and very happy to share his knowledge. And he, like me, he geeks out on certain things. Yeah. So he sent me a video of his co-pilot doing some cool stuff. And I was like, how much is that then? It's only like 20 quid a month.
Yeah, it's not bad.
For a full co-pilot.
We use co-pilot.
Do you?
Yeah, because again, it's in 365. It's in our package. I like it.
I've got to show you what he was doing with it after this.
Yeah, please do.
Because you'll be like, oh wow, your recruiters would love it.
Okay, yeah, I need to know this.
Pretty slick, yeah.
Yeah, look what I found out, guys.
Yeah.
We don't need Claude.
Nah. Okay, cool. Right. So your ops team then, I love your energy towards ops and how you go about projects and bringing everyone for the ride and so on and so forth. Yeah. Tell me more about the ops team then. How do you guys see yourself? What part of the business do you guys like? How important is ops to everyone in this business?
I think we have an amazing working relationship in Masento as ops and sales. So we're sat on the floor with everyone everyone obviously is mainly in this office anyway. We're in the same days a week, so there's not a divide. I've never felt that there's a divide even 6 years ago. It's very integrated, which you don't see in every recruitment company, and we all work very closely together. I think as a team, I think that also comes down to the co-founders, directors. They've mapped it to be this way as well. They wouldn't want it to be there's sales and there's ops.
Yeah.
Because yes, we're working together, but we're doing things to help support you, and vice versa. And we've kind of always had that and set that out straight, that it's got to come from both sides.
Yeah.
For us as a team, we try and really see ourselves as like a customer service team. So that's internally, that's externally to candidates, hiring managers, because we are providing a service, and we've always been really, like, it's been a key part for us to make sure that like our candidates and managers are happy with what we're providing. So like we will send out surveys to get feedback, because for us it's always important we think we're doing a great job, but obviously we're seeing it from our set of eyes, but it's nice to know that candidates and hiring managers will feel the same way. And we'll send a survey out, they'll give us some feedback, and it's good because we always say there's always that 1% of improvement to be made. Like nothing's ever 100% perfect, and things can always be improved. So that's been a really key point for us.
Yeah, nice.
Especially as the business grows. Sorry.
Yeah, no. You know what? Everyone talks about, recruiters are your internal customer for ops people, or your candidates or your contractors or wherever it might be. Those are your customers. But like, I think sometimes it just ends up being lip service. Like I think that it's when you dig into it, it's like, they are our customer, but we're also not that bothered. If they're like, we're not bothered really about what they do. What do you think you guys have done from that sort of customer service perspective to make sure that your customers on the sales floor are super happy? What would you put it down to?
I think we have a really open, we're really open with one another. So for example, I would sit down with the consultants. I think I said this about, obviously with like data and tech stack, but also as an operations and finance team, is this all like working okay for you? Where do you guys feel like you might need support in? So I sat down with some of the top billers a while ago now, it was like, right, where do you feel like you guys might need a bit more support in? What could we do to help you guys make everything a little bit easier? So feedback is a massive thing, and I think feedback, sometimes people are scared of hearing feedback because you might not hear what you want to hear, but I think that is the most important way to have growth. And I personally know that years ago I was always a bit skeptical of feedback because I would take it personally, but now I'm like, no, this is good because this is what's going to help me get to the next stage, develop, grow and everything.
I love it. I was the same, by the way, as a young person. I didn't like it. I took it personally, but I'd take it personally, and then it would manifest itself in me working late. That's what my go-to. If I got any bit of negative feedback, was I just wouldn't leave the office.
I'm gonna be here all night.
I'm gonna be here all night until I just do something good, because I just want to please my manager, and then I just want to be able to send an email at 9 o'clock and go, oh yeah, I found 3 CVs, and then I used to go home. Like genuinely, that was my thing. It's got to be something to do with my parents and the complex I've got.
Definitely. It always does come from that.
On the contractor and client front,
yeah.
What's your exposure to them? How do you ensure that they're getting a good survey? Is it by enabling the recruiters, or is there stuff that you guys have that's kind of customer facing, like from an onboarding, compliance, or whatever it might be? So what do you do around that to make sure that they're having a good experience?
So our onboarding for our customers, obviously because we do contract recruitment, it moves very quickly, as you know, but is automated for the candidate side. So that's, goes onto Bullhorn. Doesn't happen if it doesn't go onto Bullhorn. And then that sends out onboarding links that they fill in all their compliance documents, comes back into the CRM system, contracts are made. So that's very automated from a candidate's point of view, and it's a very quick way, and that has a great bit of feedback from candidates and for the sales guys. It's less manual chasing from them. It's a really quick process. So they're very happy on that side. And then hiring managers, that would be more the sales guys having those relationships. So with them, a lot of the guys that have worked here have actually worked here for so long, or they've worked in recruitment and have had a lot of experience. So I know that they always have set catch-ups with all their hiring managers to check in, how's this going, how are these contractors going, and the same with candidates. They have designated times to making sure that they're building those relationships with them.
Yeah, nice.
And I think that's the time to get your feedback, see how everything's going. Obviously, they'll talk about the project, but like, how do you see Masento's service, and is there anything we can be improved on? And the guys will be very open and vocal if they think, okay, this could be improved on.
Yeah. Nice. I mean, a slick speed is important, isn't it, on a contractor onboarding perspective? Like, no one wants to be dilly-dally and no one wants to be chasing and stuff. So that sounds like you've absolutely nailed that process, especially if they've just got to run the placement and then everything else happens.
Yeah, no, that's massive because, like you said, it turns around so quickly. And a lot of the time they might be having offers, and if something takes too long, they're looking at the next one.
Yeah.
So it's super important that it moves as quickly as possible. But obviously then all the right steps are in place for it to happen.
On this, you mentioned surveys. Surveys come up all the time. Ops people love a survey. Love a survey. And like, some people are very like. And then, do you know what? This morning I had an email from Andy Dunn from the Team Network. I went to their team conference.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that was good fun.
It looked good.
And I always fill in surveys as soon as they land in my inbox.
Yeah.
Again, I'm an ops person. If I sent one, I'd want someone to fill it in.
Yeah.
So I filled in their survey reply. He sent an email today saying only 80 out of 300-ish people had replied.
Wow.
And then he was like pushing everyone to like fill in the survey saying it's for you, right? You fill this in, we get better, we'll change the events and so on and so forth. How do you find surveying externally, internally? How does that work? Do you get good response rates? Are you happy with how it works at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, you always know you're not going to get 100% response rate. And I think you just have to take that on. I think with candidates, because we do it once they've worked for us for a set amount of months. We don't want to do it when they've just started like 2 weeks ago. It might be a bit like, okay, because we ask about payment processing, time
really?
sheets.
Right, that detail.
We've mapped out the whole,
nice.
their whole process.
Yeah, I love it.
So we give them a bit of time, and we'll send it out, but the consultants on the floor, they're all aware of it. So they'll mention, like you would have got a survey from us, and we'd really appreciate if any feedback, good or bad, you would fill it in. And I do think that if someone has something that they feel like you can improve on, they will be more likely to say it than positive.
I think so.
Sometimes.
It's like TripAdvisor reviews, right?
Yeah.
You always get the more negative ones than you do the positive ones.
Like, yeah. But it's amazing. It's a good part for us to learn on.
Yeah.
And see where we can improve from.
Where's that driven from? You or from?
Me and the finance director, we sit down with our team, and that was something that came up with an idea.
Yeah.
And we was like, yeah, definitely, because we did it for us as a team, as I mentioned, and then we was like, we need to be doing it for external as well.
I love it. Yeah.
So it's been great.
Yeah, nice. Okay, cool. Right, it's almost 10 o'clock, so let's.
I told you I could walk.
I said to you, I'm not worried about. We'll get to 10 easy. Cool. So one of the things we've been asking folks to do is leave behind some top tips for folks that are either coming into the industry or finding their feet or in their first ops role. So hit me with your top 3 tips.
Okay. I think for the first one, if you're new into operations into a business, I think is understanding the business before you want to go in and make changes. It's understanding all points of the business. You will also be able to understand and feel more confident in your role once you understand the business as a whole and what it needs. So that would be a number 1. I'd say number 2 is looking and understanding data, but then listening to people.
Okay.
So as a consultant, so it's great to look at data, and you could see, if you're looking at KPIs, for example, you could see, like, we tried to look more on, instead of like CV sent, we tried to look on more like time to fill, especially that's so important for contract, like using that data and statistics to work out where you can improve on, like, and that might be just an improvement, but that can be done on the floor, or it might be getting tools in to help that. But listening to the people and what they need. So the consultants are going to be the ones using these tools day in, day out. So you need to understand what do they need, as well as like what it looks like you need on not on paper, because nothing's on paper.
Yeah. I love that.
On the screen.
Yeah, I love that though, combining data and actually what's the human story behind it.
Yeah. And then third one, I think most importantly, is to build relationships in the business first. So sit down with all different people of the business, whether it's a director, sales consultants, delivery consultants, build those relationships, find out what they need, find out like, again, what's going well, what could be struggles, because your role is going to be based so much on trust. And if you're going to be the ones, you know, going and making those, implementing new systems or trying new ways of teaching, training, and it's going to come from you, you really need people to buy in. And I think that's always based on trust. And when I've been here for 6.5 years, and I've built amazing relationships because I've like made the effort and put myself out there to build those with other people. And I think so cliche, but always just being yourself. It's such a people's role.
It is.
And you're gonna be working with everyone in the business. Is you just be yourself and have those relationships, and it makes the job so much easier, and you get to know people, and that's why I love it. Cause I'm such a chatter.
I mean,
but it's a people's job.
It is. I mean, the industry as a whole is anyway. I mean, all of your points tie in really nicely, because actually being yourself means you make better relationships. Better relationships mean you get truer answers from people. So you'll learn about the business more from those relationships. You'll learn about the people's thoughts behind the data if they know you and they trust you. So that all ties in very, very nicely.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that, you got your first pod out the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I can breathe now.
I do a really awkward fist bump at the end.
Oh, gosh, okay.
I know, so it's because I need to do like a still for LinkedIn, and I'm always like, I'm going to do it with the thumbnail. So, thank you for coming on.
Thanks.
Oh, that was good.
Thank you.
That was